And we are on to District 3, Rock Hill. And the first person is Montreal Belton.
Hi, good afternoon. My name is Montreal Belton, and I'm running for Rock Hill School Board, seat number 1, Rock Hill 3. So I came to York County actually back in 1992 when I got out of the military. Actually, I did my last tour in the military as a reservist. Came to Rock Hill as a student at Winthrop, graduated, met my wife. She was from Rock Hill, and we decided to make Rock Hill, York County, our home, with part of it being in Fort Mill and some of it being in Rock Hill. I started my career here actually as a teacher. I'm one of these weird guys who has a PhD in education and a law degree. So my first 15 years of my career was spent as a public educator inside of classrooms. I spent 5 years as a teacher at Rawlinson Road Middle School, went on to be an assistant principal, and then became a principal for 7 years and finished out my active time as a practitioner at the Department of Education as the first director of school transformation when Dr. Zays was elected. I left there and now I practice law. My law office is here in Rock Hill, and a large portion of my practice is education law, where I represent students, parents, and educators with any issues across the state dealing with school districts. Now, why am I running for school board? Well, I've spent 30 years as an educator, and I still consider myself an educator, and certainly in my career. My wife is a career educator. She started in 1996 in Rock Hill Schools and still works in Rock Hill Schools. We have 2 children. My oldest child is at the University of South Carolina. He went part of the time in the Rock Hill School District and went the other part in Fort Mill. And then my daughter here has gone K-12. She's in the 11th grade now at Rock Hill High School. She's gone her complete life. She's lived and gone to school here in Rock Hill. I am running because I understand some of the critical issues that are facing our school district, particularly issues around discipline and how do we maneuver that, the competitiveness that I feel like Rock Hill Schools has lost, and there are some other issues. Check me out, vote for Montreal Belton, and all of you who can vote in District 1, I hope you'll consider my candidacy. Thank you.
James Burns.
How you doing? I'm James Burns. I'm running for seat 3 for Rock Hill Schools. Some of the other board members in the room, I asked y'all, what is your budget currently right now? And I added it up. We're getting close to $800 million for York County. That's a huge number. Before we blink, we'll be at $1 billion to educate kids in the public sector. For $1 billion, I think we can find the best teachers and give the best cultural environment for our students as well as families as well. So that's a huge number. For us to sit here and believe that the starting teacher pay, I think, in the average right now for York County is only $50,000. Why is that? With almost $1 billion of operating revenue, we've got to really start looking at where the money is going. My biggest thing, I've only been on the Rock Hill School for 1 term, and the money keeps getting put into programs and made up positions at the district level and administration. I'm going to really focus on, with the current school board, if I stay on the school board, of course, taking that money and put it back into the classrooms, put it back into the schools. That's the number 1 place it needs to be with our children. Not some made-up program that doesn't work. We've got programs, and I'm sure you have programs in Fort Mill with York and Clover that have been around for 20 years. You don't even use them anymore. So we should go ahead and cut them and put the money back into the classroom. I have 4 kids in the Rock Hill school system. So far in the past 3 weeks, I've walked about 100 miles talking to people on the south side of Rock Hill. The same thing. I've gone through middle-class neighborhoods. Students don't even use our school system down anymore because of safety and security, like Mr. Belton just said. For $1 billion, we should be able to provide safety and security. Am I wrong? Exactly. So I think there has to be a lot more emphasis put into where the money's going and how it's being spent. And it's our job as a school board and as a community to lift up our public school system. I'm a huge fan of it. I came up through the public school system, Edmondport, Rawlinson Road. Actually, Mr. Belton, you were my teacher. So, I don't know if you remember that or not. And then Northwestern. Oh, sorry. Anyway, thank you.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Corey Carelock, but you can't say that 5 times. Blame him for that. It's Carelock, like I care about you, so lock your door. You won't forget it. I am running for seat 5 with Rock Hill School District, so my specific area, my schools are Independence, Leslie, middle school is Castle Heights, and high school is Rock Hill High. I am running for school board because, for one, 2 of my reasons are right here. The other one is, that's my youngest one's like now. But my oldest is actually swimming for South Point, so he's at swim practice right now. But that's the reason why I am specifically interested in running for Rock Hill School Board, is because I have a vested interest. I have kids that are in this school system. They're 3rd, 6th, and my oldest is 8th grade. So I will be here for quite a while with the Rock Hill schools. And my passion is really to make sure that we're doing the best thing for our students. So my platform is CareLock Cares, and the C is really cultivating excellence in our schools, no matter what that looks like. Actually, all 3 of my children have participated in the School of Choice, and it has worked amazing for them. It really did help bridge that gap, because their particular learning style worked best in the Montessori, the inquiry, and the STEAM. However, where we are zoned, that is not an option. So because of School of Choice, they were able to get the best education and what works best for them. So that's what I am advocating for, equity across all of our schools, as well as communicating with parents. I am a working mom, and sometimes parent-teacher meetings at 11:30 are not conducive. So it's, as a working parent, what works best? How are we going to meet our parents where we are so we can get them engaged as well? And then, of course, it's safety and our teachers, really having that respect and the communication with our teachers, because it's not super helpful. Okay. Corey CareLock Cares, thank you.
I am Wendy Cole, and I have had the honor of serving Rock Hill School District 5 for the past 8 years. I'm wife to retired Rock Hill Police Lieutenant Doug Cole, and mom to Courtney, Joshua, and Cameron Tuck, who are all Rock Hill High School graduates. I have been consistently volunteering in the Rock Hill schools, involved in Rock Hill schools, for over 28 years. I was the room mom, the School Improvement Council president, PTA, whatever needed to be done, and I'm still doing that. I volunteer on so many different boards and all of our nonprofit community partners. I'm out there supporting them, making those connections. I, like everybody else who thought about running for school board, thought, I am going to get on that school board and I am going to get it fixed. I'm going to fix that district. And I, like every sitting board member, soon came to realize it is a very slow process. Unfortunately, with all of the different regulations and funding sources and things, it takes you a couple of years just to figure out what's going on. But it's been, next to being a mom, one of the most challenging and rewarding jobs I've ever done. And it takes a lot of time. And I even took a step back. I worked for the Culture and Heritage Museums. Not only took an hour's cut, but a very large pay cut so that I could have the time to serve our schools. I'm in there working for our kids, and I hope you will support me. Thank you.
Hello, I'm Lacey Daniel. I have some notes just to make sure I get to what I need to. But I am running for an at-large unexpired term in Rock Hill School District. My name will be on every ballot of those in the Rock Hill attendance zone. As a public school educator for 20 years, I've stood in the classroom. I've seen the challenges, the triumphs, and most importantly, the potential of our students here in the district. As a mother of a twice exceptional student and a neurotypical student, I've seen how our district works well for some while not working well for others. The reason I'm running for the school board is I have 3 priorities. Student success is at the heart of what I do and what I believe in. I believe that all students deserve to be seen, supported, and successful. And I want to ensure that schools provide adequate resources for all students, whether it's giving them advanced opportunities or additional resources and support that they need. As a school board member, I will advocate for practices and policies that ensure at least a year's growth for every student in the 180 days that they sit in our school building. Next is school safety. As a mother and a teacher, I know the weight of worrying about whether our students are safe when they're at school. This hit home for me in January. Oh, I'm going to get through this one. In January, when my former high school principal was killed while protecting his students from an active shooter. One really hit way too close to home. And so, while statistically, I know the odds of that happening here are not high, it's a threat that we all feel, especially our students. And I want them to know that they are safe in our school buildings. And ultimately, our parents and our teachers should not worry about our children's safety while they're at school. And then lastly, I believe that we should be responsible stewards of our budget. It's our children's education at stake, and we do not have the wiggle room to be reckless with any dollars that we spend. Rock Hill School District has seen a lot of change over the last few years, including some school closures and overcrowding. Thank you.
I'm Mildred Douglas, and I'd like for you to repeat after me. I'm special. I'm special. I can't hear you.
I'm special.
Let's get together. I'm special.
I'm special.
I'm priceless.
I'm priceless.
I'm unique.
I'm unique.
I can think for myself.
I can think for myself.
And I can say no without feeling guilty.
And I can say no without feeling guilty.
So from that, you can tell that I was a former classroom teacher. That's how I started every morning with my children to get them into the learning movement. And I've had the experience of teaching in North and South Carolina a total of 44 years. And this year will end for me 23 years on the Rock Hill School Board. Why did I come to the board? First, I am a native and a product of Rock Hill School District and Rock Hill. I've had two sisters that were teachers in Rock Hill School District, as well as my husband was a teacher. And we could see the reaction and the communication of what we needed to do. The same thing here. We have to realize that we don't have one package for everything. We have different packages. So we have to be able to work and motivate them according to what's in their package. Now, I'm a graduate of M. Scott High School, no longer here. I'm also a graduate of Friendship Junior College. It's not here. I moved to Livingstone College in Salisbury, North Carolina, where I received my BS degree in elementary education. Then I returned to Winthrop and received my master's in early childhood education. Why? Children are my weakness. All right?
Hi there, I'm Melissa Harris, and first of all, thank you all for coming out to support and hear us. I think it takes the community to get involved and find a solution, so that's one of the reasons that I'm running. My background is I am a product of the Rock Hill School District, Blessing number 1, Blessing number 2, Castle Heights and Rock Hill High, so that might tell you my age a little bit. And also I have 4 great children, and 3 of which are all alumni of Rock Hill High, Go Bearcats, and I have 1 who is a freshman at Rock Hill High. So I do have skin in the game. I've been able to have a vantage point of actually being a recipient, a child throughout the school district, and also a mother. Another hat that I wear is I am a proud citizen of the Catawba Nation, so I feel like I do bring a different perspective to the board, and I think the board is doing great. I've seen that they've really been able to navigate us during difficult times. So I'd like to be, it would be an honor for me to be able to lend my voice to help to continue to steer the ship the right direction for our community and our children. And I also have the advantage of being a social worker, it's in my spirit to serve others and serve community, so I feel like that's my why, is to serve the people of Rock Hill and give back to my community. One of my main talking points is, of course, safety. As a mom, every morning, you know, we turn on the news and God forbid there's something happening, and that's the worst case scenario we want for our children and for our community. So I would like to continue to work to fortify our schools so we don't have to wake up and worry about what's happening with our kids, so our kids don't have to wake up and worry about what's going to happen today. So that's my main reason why is safety, and then also to safeguard and to recruit and retain world-class teachers and staff. Our teachers do a heck of a job, and I think they need to be paid for it. You get what you pay for, so I say invest in teachers and staff. And so for more information, follow me on my Facebook page, and I appreciate your support. Thank you.
I'm Matt Hires. I'm running for Rock Hill School Board Seat 1. I am a husband to my wife Ashley. We have two 19-year-old girls, and we're foster parents as well. So both of our girls, they're in college. One's at USC, one's at Clemson. So I'm broke. We're going to be taking up a love offering at the door when you leave. But I have been a volunteer in the Rock Hill Schools for over 11 years now with several programs. Our Rock Hill Schools Education Foundation with Back the Pack, doing our student celebrations, being a mentor in our schools. By my voice, you may have heard it before on the radio, calling the high school football games on Friday nights. Also, one of my favorite volunteer positions in the school is as a lunch buddy, as you can tell. Also, I serve on the South Carolina High School League's Executive Committee, where we dole out equity and equality for all our teams and all our public schools. You can see more about that on my website, some of the accomplishments we've been able to get there. Why I'm running for school board is I think we can all agree this is a way different world than the one we grew up in. There's all kinds of different dangers out there. There's all kinds of different scenarios that can happen, and our children are not prepared for this life going forward. What I propose we do is teach job skills, beef up our ATC programs, promote that for our children that aren't going to college. I can't see that color. I just looked straight into that lamp, so I get 20 more seconds. But to collaborate with our community businesses, to foster internships and apprenticeships and give our children real world skills, how to teach them how to interpersonally communicate, how to look someone in the eye, shake their hand and talk instead of walking around doing this with their hands. Also, we were talking about promoting discipline and respect in the classrooms and having our teachers back. I'm Matt Hires for Seat 1 here at Rock Hill School District. Thank you.
My name is Jennifer Hutchinson, and I'm running for the at-large seat for the full 4-year term. I'll just tell you, my reason for running is because back in 2020, when those 3 elementary schools were closed, my family was actually caught in that we were zoned for Finley Road, which was one of the schools that closed. And fortunately, we were able to get to Cherry Park, which is a great school. I'm on the School Improvement Council there on the PTO. But I realized that there were a lot of children that didn't necessarily have the same benefits that I did with being a working mom and having a working husband. We were able to take our kids to school every day, but I also recognized that there's so many children that cannot. There were children that had to be up at 5:30 in the morning to get to the bus stop at 6, and then I recognized that some of those children even shifted a couple of times to their elementary schools. Focus is really focusing on what makes sense to Rock Hill. My platform is community, collaboration, and connection. The community part of it is making sure that we have Rock Hill focused solutions for Rock Hill schools. Our community is unique. It's not like Clover, it's not like Fort Mill, it's not like York, all great areas of York County, but this community is especially different, and we need to be cognizant of what our children need. The collaboration part of it is making sure that we honor our teachers, that we work to make sure that they get pay raises, which is amazing because they deserve that, but I also want to make sure that their morale is good, that they don't fear losing their jobs, making sure that they give feedback and they get it back, that they receive it back. And then the other part of that is the connection. I think as a parent, as a working parent, it's important to me that I can get adequate feedback from the school board. If I reach out to the school board, if I need a question answered from the school board, that I'll get that communication back. I think that the school board needs to meet people where they are And I think that's important, again, in Rock Hill. Again, this community is so different, it's so big, it's so vast. I think we should go back to the basics. We should meet people at school district auditoriums and just go throughout the community and make sure that the message is heard. So I'm Jennifer Hutchison, running for the at-large seat. Please vote for me.
I should have went first. My ADD is kicking in. I'm hearing all this stuff, and it's kind of like, man, that's really good. That's really good. I'm Fred Jordan. I'm a native Rockhillian. I'm not sure that's a correct word or not, but I am the son of a liar. Okay, my dad lied to get into World War II. At the age of 16 years old, he enlisted to serve in our country as he fought World War II. He had an older brother, and they went in as twins. Even though my dad was a foot taller than his brother, they both were enlisted in the Navy, and they both were on the same ship together. I am the husband of a teacher, my better half here in the school district. We we raised 6 children that all have attended and graduated through Rock Hill schools. 3 of those are still in education. I have been a volunteer in the city of Rock Hill, my community, my town. It's important to me for a number of years. 2015, I was a recipient of the G.C. Ray City of Rock Hill Volunteer Award. And the reason for I'm voting is that I think I do have a different perspective than someone else. I still have, as I mentioned, my wife is still involved in school. I have a son who is still involved in the schools. I want to see a lot of echoing is exactly what everyone else said. The safety in our schools has got to be paramount, regardless. We have to support all of our children. You know, not just one particular group, but all of our children, all of our teachers. We have to support them. And then we have to be accountable. You know, not only just physical accountability, but we also have to be accountable. We have to hold our teachers accountable. We have to hold our administrators accountable. I'm Fred Jordan. I'm running an at-large position for Rock Hill. I appreciate your support.
I agree with Fred. I should have gone first. Everybody shared the same ideas, and it just made me more nervous to be up here. But I'm Brian McAlinden. I'm a father of 4, 12, 9, 8, and 6. And they all go to Rock Hill schools. My wife, Mary Catherine, she's a former teacher. She's in my ear about what needs to be done. And she encouraged me, along with my will to serve, to put my name in the hat last November when there was an opening on the school board. And I went through a process with interviews, and I was appointed to the school board to fill Brent Falkenberry's position. I'm now running for re-election or unelection because, you know, we need the public to speak, we need the public to vote. So I'm here because I just got my foot wet, and I really want to continue this mission. I've opened my eyes to how important it is to have a conservative leader on the school board. Someone who values God, who values family. I can tell you, just in the short little time that I've been there, we passed policies to protect teachers from being beat up. Like, that was just put in since I've been here. And I'm scared. My little kids need a safer environment. Rock Hill deserves a safer environment. We need to look at everybody. We need to treat people as individuals and teach them as individuals. We need to work on these school grades. They're not good right now. And so I'm here to ask for your support. I need your vote to continue this mission, to help improve our grades, to keep our schools safe, to give a voice to the parents. I love that part about the job. More people have called me, and I'm trying to remember their names, and they're like, Brian, I don't like the calendar, or can you do this, or can you do that? And so I'm asking for you to help me stay on the school board, vote Brian McAlinden on the at-large candidate, unexpired term. Thank you.
My name is Kevin Thompson, and I'm running for an at-large seat for the Rock Hill School Board. I'm a native of Rock Hill, born and raised, never left, left for a little bit. I'm married to Elisa. She's an educator, 30 years in York, South Carolina. And I'm currently employed at Duke Energy, I've been there for 22 years.
We have 2 kids in the school system. I have a daughter at South Point. She's in
11th grade. I have a son who graduated from South Point. He's 2 years now into Coastal Carolina.
So, and my daughter, she's ready to leave. She's ready to fly to cook.
Too. I'm trying to keep her local, but I don't think I'm going to be able to.
One of my reasons for running for the school board
is simple.
Is to be an advocate
For the students,
to make sure the students have the tools
they need to succeed, to
be an advocate for the teachers.
teacher retention. I'm big on teacher retention. We're losing way too many teachers. We're
losing way too many
good teachers.
So, you know, one of my goals is I just want to go in and see how we can keep them. What can we do to keep these teachers in the system? And third is
community involvement.
I believe in transparency. What goes on the school board, the community
should know about it. We have to be transparent with what we're doing, the decisions that we're making,
trying to get the community
more involved with a lot of the decisions that's been made on the school board.
And lastly,
I think,
you know, with what's going on in the world today,
not just on the Rock Hill School Board,
the school boards all across America, more than anything, the school board needs to work closer with the teachers, the administrators,
the superintendents, to try to make our kids' learning environment as safe as possible. This is the time we need to work closer
with the educators to try to make our kids' learning
environment a success.
Again, I'm Kevin Thompson, running for
at large seat, Rock Hill School Board.